full pack is now 11,500. Any Baba Go Circle is 1,000 naira. You have the choice. Choice is yours. You know? Economy. Something that nobody needs to sit you down and tell you. You could just sit down like this and say, Omo, my mind is like I should just be somewhere, you know, like with sunshine, very next to the sea, like a vacation. But the moment I check my bank balance, I realize that it can only take me to, instead of vacation, now depression. That is economy. That is real. That doesn't need English. It doesn't need formula. It doesn't need too much grammar. These are the things that are real. You can feel and say, Omo, ilu iti leo. And that's why I said, those of you who are watching tonight, if you have a chance of calling in, share your story. Tell us, what was that actually got you like, Chooks, speak louder. I don't speak louder. Nigeria won't kill me, help me. I say, you go travel? I won't travel. If I don't leave this country, I go die. When was that stage? The Nigeria get a shock of it that you stop lying to yourself. This country is going to be a great country. When was that moment you begin to feel like, it is better to begin to love Nigeria from abroad, or else, when? Because economy, you don't need too much English. Look around you. Tifnumbu in 3 months. They said they were going to do something with Naira. Naira is going to turn. It's going to shaking. She just started speaking grammar. I said, what are they saying? We are talking about a market that is about demand and supply. If I come around and I enter Nigeria market today, and I have $1 billion cash, except if I am mad, I'm just saying, but let's say I'm mad and I have $1 billion cash, and they are exchanging dollars for 917 naira, 918 naira to $1, almost $1,000. 1,000 naira to $1, and I have 1 billion. It's because people are not seeing the dollars. Most of the dollars available are in the hands of the politicians and their family members who are mostly now living outside Nigeria. They're living off all of this. The money is not in the hand of those who are going to multiply the money. Businessmen. Do you understand? That's the problem. That has always been the problem. It is still the problem. So if I have $1 billion and I enter Nigeria and I say, I enter Oshodi. Kereo. Hello, Kereo. If anybody need dollar, banjo, 150 naira to $1. Banjo, 1 billion. That alone, $1 billion cash, can suddenly change the price of exchange rate in Nigeria. Maybe not for long. You know what I'm saying now? But for that single day, the price of dollars in Nigeria can crash. From that 980 naira to $1, 930 naira to $1, it can suddenly drop to 700. If the money goes into the end, because of, that means it's a new arrival to Kumbo. It don't land, everybody. But it's just that I will be a mad person to have a $1 billion and go and sell it for 100 naira, 150 naira to $1 in Nigeria. Because some people may be like, in fact, if I go there, now from that issue, they go carry me go Yaba. No, for real. Let's be serious. I enter Oshodi, hello, if you want to change dollar, and I'll be lucky if they actually take me to Yaba for examination. Because if you bond the car, they say, I want to look at them, they don't even get shame again. All these 419 people. They don't use they don't use megaphone. Ha! What is Nigeria turning into? Fraudsters. They shout, say, everybody come buy dollar for 150 naira. Come buy dollar for 300 naira. They carry megaphone. They say, where they did? They don't pass that road now. Then they go that side. Baba, now from that your side mirror, you're going to see crowd. They come say, you this fraudster. I will be lucky. But only those who are smart will be like, this guy must be mad if they see the money. I'm just saying, Because in reality, even Tifnumbu and Co, they went to the African Development Bank to go, Afrexim Bank to go and collect $3 billion cash. This was in July. Baba, September lawao. I told you that time, in July, they said they wanted to collect $3 billion. So that $3 billion, they will put it in a small special account for their friends, oil marketers, to come and take the money at a cheaper exchange rate. I said, waiting go happen when that money finish. If I see that money don't finish, or it don't finish. Yeah? So the dollar is also changing, flying. Policy itifnumbu on the bringing dollar to kiniko. It's all falling apart. And una de feel am. Koti berel, now just warm up, just brave, warm up and all of that. Unko to ma happen, Oh, I pray we come out the bell. I know that I was reading it online earlier where they said, Chicago State University has now released the result of Tifnumbu. Kiniko say, Well, long. At least there must be something that God gave to those who were preachers that we have been reading about. You know, those preachers we've heard about in different religion, how they manage to convince people. Look at all of you who are religious today. The teachings and all these things for centuries and centuries, they put them together. Word of God, word of this, word of that. Well, I'm kind of feeling like there must be something. Or maybe it's probably the water. The kind of water they used to have back then is that people just go and they dig well and they get water and all of that. Not like this time around that people use pipe to run water. Because I don't know what is wrong with Nigerians. Nigeria media ignored the real conversation around Tifnumbu's forgery. And they went back to 2022 publication. In 2022, there is this man from Nigeria that filed in for Freedom of Information Act, asking the Chicago State University to supply him all of Tifnumbu's academic records. So when they submitted the academic record, including his grade and all of that, it was then they discovered that the Tifnumbu that went to Chicago State University is an American female. Finally, nítorí Ọlọ́run. October 2022 is almost 1 year anniversary of the document all of you are sharing now. And they refresh and they still post the same thing. They didn't even make effort to edit anything. Boldly. Bola A. Tinubu, female, American citizen. This one, Nigerian, Iraq, Gmail. Educated people. Everywhere right now. Tinubu has shown his certificate. He has shown his resource. We know that it's not going to change anything in a corrupt haven, a criminal haven like Nigeria. No. Imagine a lot of them are sharing the same thing that says Bola A. Tinubu female. Àwọn amúni bú ni ẹran bíyẹ burúkú báyìí ìbíyẹ fọ́ lójú ọ̀tún ẹran ẹ̀ fọ́ lójú tòsì. When they see this, ẹjọ́ ṣe bá wa rí ẹran ìbíyẹ. They say which of them? They say you see that goat, that blind goat of that blind woman. They say what do you mean? You don't know that goat will get a blind eye, one eye, the left is blind. The owner of the goat, our own right eye is blind. So did you see any goat? Amunibuni ẹran ọ̀bíyẹ. Ìbíyẹ fọ́ lójú ọ̀tún ẹran ẹ̀fọ́ nítòsí. You are sharing the same thing that says, ṣé Tifnumbu transitioned ni? I mean, what's that thing called? When you change from female to male? Ṣé she male ni? I'll show you something. Take a look at this, right? So they shared a general certificate education. This is not new. All these documents are not new. They've always been there. Now, you see all these results. The Chicago State University confirmed that, of course, there is a Tinubu that attended their school. They never denied that. Nobody denied that any Tinubu attended Chicago State University. Sure, you get. There was a Tinubu that attended. But from the Chicago State University record, that Tinubu is a female. From further investigation, they discovered that even that Tinubu female, right, is also an American. This one is not American now. Your Kolu is not American. The Megad is not. And it's not female. How can somebody, Officer Kolu, see Officer Kolu, male? Officer Kolu, male. But when you look at this Southwest College, which is also part of what do you call it? The document filed into him joining the Chicago State University. It says here that she's a female. Bola A. Tinubu, female. But these are not new documents. That's one ridiculous thing anyway, okay? Look at that. Look at this. They stated it there. That's not even the only problem. That the Tinubu that attended there is female. The date of birth of Tinubu on this Chicago State University record, the date of birth there said he was born in 1954. When Kolu submitted this INEC form, Kolu said he was born in 1952. Where is that one, Jare Jelo Wajade? See it here now. Date of birth of Kolu, 29th of March, 1952. That's what he gave to INEC. But is Chicago State University, what have you said? He was born in 1954. Then another thing is that if you are like, if you went to the school, right? Of course, you can ask for your result or your certificate anytime. Okay? So we all know all of that. So why do you have to submit a fake one? That the university said they didn't issue that to him. We didn't give him that certificate. We don't know. We can't say if it is fake or if it is real. But we didn't give it to him. These are the issue now. But apart from that, I don't even know why all these certificates and the rest of them are kind of, still going there when it's not going to change anything in Nigeria. Nigeria is programmed to be led by criminals. All these things happening in Nigeria is intentional. Nothing is happening by accident. Okay? Somebody said Nigeria is not working. I said, what do you mean? Nigeria is working. You don't understand. You see what you are facing in Nigeria right now. That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what we want Nigeria to be like. So you may say Nigeria is not working. This country is not. It's working for them. Nigeria is working perfectly for them. You guys are just troublemakers. Do you not get that? This country is not working. I'm tired of this country. For you, our leaders should do something. How can this? No, that's exactly what they want Nigeria to be like. It is working. Now you go say you don't want them. You go reject them. And when you reject them, you're not going to ask them to change it. Because they want it to be exactly the way it is right now. You can't report to them, say, our leaders, you must do something. Who will be your leaders? Or your dealers? Then be your dealers, they use you deal. As long as Nigeria exists, you will continue to have horrible, terrible, terrible leaders with bad leadership. But I just don't know how long they're going to keep it together, if you ask me. I just thought I should drop at that before we continue to taking calls. I'm actually going to take calls. It should be an open mic. Now, open mic is when everybody have to come and tell me, or come and tell us, what was that thing that got you? What was that situation or thing that got you to say, you know what? I'm going to leave this country at any given opportunity. Now you've left. I don't know how long you left. So I want to know, like, after you have left and then here you are, how do you feel about going back? And I want you to speak. I don't want us to make it a laughing thing, okay? I want you to share that story because a lot of people are going to be listening, okay? And these guys are also going to be listening too. Then a lot of you are going to realize that our stories are similar. I've seen people who said, because of the police brutality, when he survived from being killed by the police in Nigeria, that was the moment he felt like, I need to leave this country. Some would say, after all of the ASU strikes and all of this, he feared for his children or our family. They decided to just leave for the sake of their children. Oh, some would tell you, oh, it's because of all of this. What is that thing? It would be great to share that evening with you. But I think I'm going to need to go and make tea. I've been drinking juice and it seems to be flat. Now, you can still like this broadcast, okay? Like it, share it, all right? And then put that call through. I will pick it. Trust me. Hello there.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you?
My therapist. I'm fine, thank you very much.
Bless you. Now,
thank you
tonight
so much, my
is
brother.
mainly about not just about what's going on in Nigeria, right? It's also if you are also willing to tell us and say, Mayegun, let me tell you when I made up my mind that I need to leave this country. We would like to hear that. Sure you get. And then any other jara you want to add to it, will make it even. So, Baba, you are welcome to this edition of Tell Us Why Did You Leave? On Mayegun's Diary Political. Let's get it.
Okay. So I know this might make people laugh, but it's not a laughing matter. When I was as young as 8 years old, I had cousins that were Americans and they came visiting, and I could observe the way my folks treated these cousins of mine that were my age. And comparing that to the way I was treated, that just put me in a place where I had low self-esteem. So there is a cultural side of Nigeria where you are constantly berated, treated as a smaller, inferior person. But when they find that person that comes from abroad, he's treated good. So from as young as 8 years old, I had known that I would like not to be a part of this society. I would like to go experience that America that this person came from. Then that kept on going until I was able to finally escape at 26.
Wow.
Now.
So was that like throughout your life until you got to that 26? There's always something to remind you that you need to leave. You need to leave. Or nothing actually changes your mind, even from that age 8. I would like to know.
I'm telling you, between 8 and 26, every single day provided more evidence why I had to run away. Because right after, once I stopped living the Ajebota life and got into boarding school, and I started suffering. You will suffer. If you went to boarding school in the mid-90s from 95 to like 2001,
say you don't suffer,
you will be punished. My brother, your eye will see when if you go boarding school between like 95 and 2000, 2001, you will go through hell. Then we went to university. Let me tell you what, the first day I got to university in Abeokuta, my house, first and foremost, what surrounded my house was graves. Because you know the way the cultural situation is, when people bury their the whole place looked like a war zone. The gutters were open, smelly, very, very filthy environment. And I had to be there for another 7 years because of ASU strike, lack of, the academic calendar. Eventually, I managed to, 2010, I packed my bags and my baggage and I was able to escape. Then after I had escaped, 2021, I seen my people. I'm from Ijebu.
Bless you.
I saw people from Yewa North local government living as refugees in Pobe, Benin Republic. That was the straw that broke it. That was the last straw that broke the camel's back for me. In 2021, that was when I knew that it's a wrap. These refugees that I'm seeing in Pobe, I have always known. And I'm sorry, this is not to make disparaging comments towards my northern brothers. I have nothing but love for you. But if you have refugees in Nigeria, they usually were from, Jigawa, the northern part of Nigeria.
Sokoto and few places like that.
Yes, but now I'm seeing my people as refugees, and you turn on NTA News. What you see there is cultural dance. You hear about the Idoma people cultural dance, Igbo people cultural dance. Nobody is talking about these refugees that are in Kobe, Benin Republic. So I knew that, you know what? And we were just we were not even recovering. We had just come out from the EndSARS situation. So I knew that, listen, we have to throw this country in the garbage. Finally, mentally at that point, I succeeded. I'm like, it's a wrap. It's
This
not
is
going to.
it for
It's
you.
not ever going to work. Yes, that was it for me. So thank you for letting me share my story.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
I appreciate you, brother.
Made it easier for a lot of people now to say, oh, I'm going to call it now. I'm going to call it. So the video you are talking about, right, that actually made it done, like that's me done when it comes to Nigeria. I'm going to play it. Thank you so much for calling in, right?
You're welcome, brother.
Nice, Baba.
Peace, sir.
Due to that crisis, Fulani crisis that was occurred at our country. That's the reason why we migrated to this place. We are forcefully migrated to this place due to that by force. It's not by willingness. Man or women. Come as us, man or women. Only you. Are dying here. Both the women and men migrated from that area to this. No. And then people died.
But I say how many people they kill there?
There are few many people, but that our many people, many people have lost their lives. Many people have lost their People are still migrating because of that. At Bondudu and all other areas. What happened? It's because of the Fulani crisis. Fulani, they are killing the people anyhow. They are killing the people anyhow. They will move from any from one village to another. They will migrate from one place to another. They just keep people. That's the reason why the people are scared. They move down to the
Hello there.
Yeah. Hello.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, I'll say, but thank you so much for your patience. Here we go.
Thank you, Mayegun.
Yes, sir.
This is that you always call me a dadari because of what my white beard.
Yeah. Say that again.
You say dadari. I said this white beard is the conditions that made it to be white. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
I want to comment before I will tell you. I've always been saying this to you, but I will still repeat it again. You see, let me just comment on that Tinubu's certificate that is going online. You see, you always say something. You say these people, they know how to disrupt issues because they know that the credentials will soon be released. Probably the court is going to grant that faith for the university to release. They have already started infiltrating into the space with those documents. So that once the real one comes, there will be confusion everywhere. You know, you always these people they know how to disrupt issues. They'll say, is that one and this one? If you look at the person that first of all posted this document, it was Joe Ibokwe. It was Joe Ibokwe that posted it.
One of theirs.
He said, one of them said, this is the new result. He said in Chicago don't release this result. I said, this one has been there since now. What is this people talking about again? Meanwhile, when they will not release the real one, you will see that there will be confusion everywhere.
You know,
everything is always duplicate. Both road transport, even union association, they will not duplicate things to cause confusion. That is the trademark of these guys.
I know,
and that is what they're trying to achieve.
Again, by infiltrating the entire space with the fake ones. So that when others come, you begin to now which one is fake again? Okay, we've seen this before. Oh, we've seen this. You're right.
These people, let me tell you, the other one you were asking about, what made me to leave Nigeria?
That moment you felt like this is it for me. I'm going to leave this country. I know a lot of us have been traveling before we finally felt like, you know what? This is it.
We've been traveling. We've been traveling. You know, one of the things with this your program is that if you're in Nigeria, there are certain things that happens to you. You will not see it clearly until somebody explains it to you. I had a business. It's like you will pray, you will do this. You know, since a lot of things were coming up, you know, tax people will come, government agency. It's like somebody was just reporting you somewhere, or maybe your business was not, before you will know, they will just bring one paper, they will come block your business. You know, until when I listened to one of your programs, 2018, I don't know, in short, for some reason, I've tried to want to come out because of the business climate situation in the country, but I was not saying it's still better. I was not cut out for leaving Nigeria. I really liked to be in Nigeria to do my business. But when I listened to one of your programs in 2017, that was after the election when Buhari came, even when the guy came, and that particular program, the man you said, a white man, there was somebody who was in the US, the man was just walking by, and you heard that particular program. The man said, I never, that statement is still in my mind. He said, if you're a normal person, you should not be in this country. He said, if you're a normal person, you should not be in Nigeria. I just sat down one day. I just thought of what that man said. If you're a normal person, you should not be in Nigeria. He said, because why he was saying, I think he was saying that it was saying that out of a contest that has to do with people who are educated, who are supposed to be in charge, to be running a country, doing things, making things happen. But the guy saw the enormosity and the potential in the country, and was just shaking his head and saying, you know what? If he was telling a fellow Nigerian that if you're a normal person, you should be in this, you should not be in Nigeria. I thought about it every of my day, from car, driving on the road, business dealing, talking to people, my brother. You become
always just
abnormal.
feeling like, man, like, am I normal? Am I?
You would just, the abnormality has made you to become normal. The abnormality has made you to become normal. So you are now feeling normal in that abnormality.
I know.
You will not realize it. You will not say, now people when they spend money or something happens, so it's always like that. So you have already become normal. So when you go to a system that is normal, you say, this is not normal care.
You know
how? You not stop. And I said, no, I have to start making steps. And again, the second one was when I saw the way the inflation was going and the downturn. By 2018, my asset has devalued almost to half. I said, if I remain here in the 5 years' time, for what? My asset will become worthless. Will become paper. I better move and store my assets in hard currency. That was the start of it. And I said, no, I need to move. I said, and really, looking back after 5 to 6 years, I just said, thank God I made that move.
The best decision of your life. And a lot of people like yourself were forced to live like that. So after that 5-6 years,
I look at my assets now, my portfolio. If I have not diversified my portfolio, by now, can you imagine $1 to 900 plus? What would be the value of my business in Nigeria today?
You would have lost over 60% of the value.
Exactly. So when I look at that, I say, and now the value I have here, once I convert, I say, well, thank God, I made it.
Thank God I left when I did. So would you now say that after testing both sides and all that, when you look back, do you have any plan of when you like, in another 5 years or 10 years, I would like to go back in there and reinvest, like
That
on
is
a personal
why
level?
that is, of course, definitely. Like I said, it's not my intention to come on. That is why we are all working hard to see it is either the country is divided or something credible, a revolution or something to put the right people into government to start doing the right
Because they
thing.
can't run a country like this and keep ruining people's
Go
lives. Thank
go
you.
into that system in that way, in this manner. We can't go into that system. And we're going to get there.
Well,
Definitely, we're all planning to go back to be in that country and also do investment when the time is right.
God bless you. Let me also
Thank you
hear
very
from
much.
others too. Thank you so much for sharing that. And say me well to the missus.
Yes, thank you.
Sir. So that is one. A businessman in Nigeria who saw his investment depreciating because of inflation and all these government policies. And then he had to make a decision, which he today, when he looked back, happened to be the best decision of his life. Not many of us can tell the same story. There are many people who are already trapped in Nigeria who felt like their loyalty to Nigeria is to stay back and support the criminals. Maybe one of these days Nigeria will be great, but disappointingly, no chance. Hello there.
Hello, Ẹ̀gbọ́n Máyégún.
Baba.
Tuwale Baba. Tuwale Baba. Scott ló sọ̀rọ̀ láti Calgary, Canada.
Oh yeah, now Scott tó láti Calgary. How you doing, Baba?
Calgary, Canada. Ẹ̀gbọ́n àlàálẹ̀ ni everything wà.
Pariwo. Nice one. Oh yeah. Now we are at it tonight, Baba.
Yeah, so I mean, it's everybody. Like the popular saying, we don't. I mean, I don't wish anybody evil.
Yes.
But for anyone thinking that Nigeria is safe, is good, they are making money, until when it touches them, before they know how terrible how the reality is, and if things can happen to people like Bola Ige until tomorrow, to big names, and there's no investigation, there's nothing, how much more a common businessman hoping that something will come out. For me personally, I mean, I personally lost 4 siblings, from same father or same mother, 4 siblings, through poor medical healthcare, through bad roads, and that's just one of it. But I personally experienced 3 armed robbery attacks.
Personally?
3 armed robbery. Yeah, personally, 3 armed robbery attacks. I survived 3 armed robbery attacks.
So when was that time you felt like, only that you crown your ass, I need to leave this country? When was that moment that you were like, I've had enough?
The last one I experienced was my personal driver that collabed with some boys to take my car, and thank God, putting on one street. If not, I mean, I'm looking 10 years later now. Imagine every day when I wake up now, it's a great day to be alive. Because if it had happened, the plan was I was driving. Yes, I was driving Elox, and they told him that they will sell the Elox and give him that you will collect 3 million. No. I'm gonna go select a person will go sell them dead here.
So they were already negotiating over your truck.
They were over my truck. This is someone that I pay. His salary is more than a bank driver. So, I mean, yes. you know, and if you look, and that was the final one that like.
So
God
what happened? Tell me,
that,
how did
like,
you get? How did you find out, and how did you escape that? Tell us.
It was the song. I went to a bar. I went to a bar. Usually when I go to bar, I buy drinks for boys.
You be,
I
yeah, I know
do
that
boys.
kind. Yeah,
I
yeah.
carry for boys, and I'm not the guy that flash, that buy luxury cars. I'm always, I buy drinks for boys. It was one of the boys that gave me that int. So I was going. It was supposed to happen on Abuja Road along Kogi.
So he was actually going to be taking you, driving you, and it's going to look like I'm
driving me.
So they will take the truck, and it's just going to be like, oh, they've taken our truck, but they could kill you there to make you look at the, oh my God.
That was the plan. So and that day, I just don't know what happened. I kind of like, dude, let me make I drive.
That you want to drive?
Can't pay me or drive. I was the one. I told him to sit there. I said, guy, he drove from Lagos. He drove from Lagos to Akure. From Akure, I took the car from him from Akure because I know that Kogi side, people who travel on the road very well. That Kogi side is a very dangerous side. I took the car from him, and people say, funny enough, there was a police checkpoint in front, and for me, I believe the police work with all of these boys too, because the police first stopped me first, and so that made me slow down. So when after driving like another 1 kilometer, I just saw tire. They throw the first tire. This is tackle. I don't know how I am. It's like a movie. I just put my car back to reverse.
And you started going back to the roadblock that you just passed.
I just went back. That thing just happened like a movie. I just turned. I don't know how it happened, but maybe I just God, and
adrenaline
rush. A week later, I didn't even announce it. I didn't even involve my parents. I didn't even involve anybody. I just jacked back for Nigeria, finally.
Now, this is what I'm going to kind of, where I'm curious, and I bet a lot of our viewers are as well, right? Now, was the person who met you at the bar kind of entered you before the trip? Or it was after?
Go on. Yeah, courtism is really high in Nigeria.
Yes.
Courtism is really high. And the IAs, in the university days, you get to understand the slangs, they don't speak the normal language, they don't speak, I'm personally not a courtist, but I buy a lot of my friends are courtists.
No, if you are somebody who they take care of the guys, you always be their own sure man. I know that kind of.
You understand? You're just
a friend to every one of them anyway.
Exactly. And that was just the lucky. That was maybe it was God that spoke through that made that guy to speak. Just on second beer.
Just on second beer. Alaye, and I want to tell you something. About. So how did he say it? Did he just say, "Oh, I know, say you go travel soon"? There is a plot, or what?
Yes, he just say, bros, how far now? Say, one of your guys. Say, this guy. Who will this guy be to you? And I'm my driver. I take care of the guy, correct guy. If they do well, the guy was just speaking in private with that guy. Be careful, just be careful. This guy, just the guy. You be sure, you be sure person. I give them clothes. I give them, and he said just be careful, And he said, say this guy, they don't get something we're supposed to be. I'm not supposed to tell you this thing, but. Or a girl issue was supposed to happen, and I was looking at what's supposed to happen. I travel like once every 2 weeks.
Tell you, right? I see.
People tell me. So it was when I left, and I called the dude, and I called him back, and after like 2 weeks, that guy, tell me more about all of this thing, because I had to involve a DSS guy with some investigation with phone record. I got all the phone record. All his phone records.
And you actually found him to be in contact with those people plotting.
I was listening to audio conversation. So for someone that think you have money, you have
you have money, all you need is money, you are fine.
IS be Danny.
Yeah.
You know, highest bidder. You know, but for me, I don't think ever going back to Nigeria. Well, maybe if Nigeria be a country that is safe, you know, that is safe. I'm
At
not
least we
planning
will
my
know. Sure,
retirement.
you know now. If
Yeah,
it's gonna
I'm
be safe,
not.
we will know.
Ojo Lawe go better. That today we go know.
That's true.
That today we go know. And as of today, the 15th of September 2023, there's no plan of it. There's no even plan.
That
and
you want to return back
no
there
plan,
anytime soon.
Yeah,
is that your own coming from that personal
down.
experience? Your own is more personal this time around. Like it's not like business or whatever. It's something with life. So that shook you. There's somebody you felt like, you know, your close person. Go they plot that kind of thing.
Because
it got to you.
If someone that is so close to you can do that, then I don't.
Who else can't?
I don't. Then who else? Wow. You know, and the reality is that I mean, I remember some time ago when this guy Sheyi Law is a big advocate of Tinubu. I remember when his sister was attacked and died. He was screaming all over social media.
I know.
Screaming all over social media. Today, now the guy don't forget.
You remember now? He was crying and all of that. I remember.
Exactly.
I remember Sheyi.
Exactly.
Talking about the hospital, no hospital, no this in his own relative.
Exactly. So, and it took on Lomo. You know, and it took on Lomo. You know,
thank you so much.
Because, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us. So I know I go here with you tonight. I'll take another one. Stay safe, Baba. Okay. Nice one. So I have another person on the line. Okay. Here. Hello there.
Aye.
Bow.
Ade Maye. Quickly,
Yes,
Prince
sir.
speaking, Maye.
Yes, sir.
Now, you see, a lot of people will leave Nigeria for different reasons. I left for two things. You know, firstly, I was looking at the economic situation of that country. You know, in 2011, dollar was less than 200.
It was. I think it was actually somewhere around there, 160 Naira then.
Yes. Pounds was 256 million back. And, you know, at that time, we were still doing one or two things. Like, I need the dollar, we need Naira, and we need dollar, we need pounds. By 2016, dollar, a pound was already 500. I mean, I had, you know, a reason to always travel, and I would need that currency.
Somebody who is going to need constant forex.
Yeah. So I was now thinking one day. I said, "Wow, will now you be using it to travel by
plane ticket at a profit."
Okay, so exactly. So I became very furious, and it was important for me to always travel because you know they say where your heart is, where your treasure is where your heart. So, and me, I had no choice. I had to travel. In fact, I will tell you, on one of those years, in fact, I would travel about 4 times. I was a frequent flyer on one of these.
You're already feeling it from your wallet.
I was
no matter what everybody's talking about the economy, right?
I told you. So I knew it was time. Then on one of those days, I traveled and I came back to Nigeria. And I will tell you this, Mayigun, that I feel no pity and I'm not sorry for the people in Nigeria. Because you see, everything that happens in Nigeria, people living in Nigeria see it as normal until they leave that country. So that's the reason why I don't argue with Nigerians in Nigeria. I will never argue with them about anything. Whatever they say, I take it.
It's all good.
So I will just... Mayegun, there's a place in Lagos State called Igondo, from Isheri to Igondo. I'm saying this, and I am sure that that place is still there till date. The General Hospital in Igondo is located beside a refuse dump that is not properly managed by Lagos State. You see this refuse dump, Mayegun, this rainy season in Lagos, you can't pass that location. You can't pass through that place. Mayegun, if you know anybody who lives in Animosho local government, you see that refuse dump is so bad.
If you read the comment, you see some of them talking too. Go on, Baba.
The refuse dump is so bad that you see the trucks, they park on the road, the refuse falls off to the main roads that when it rains, it's just one street that separates that refuse dump and the Igondo. So I claimed Igondo General Hospital. And I look at it that hospital refuse dump. So on one of those days, I was going to Lasu on my way back. I went through, there was this heavy traffic, and I had to pass through that place. Me driving through, I don't even, I have a very strict policy about driving in Lagos. You will never see my car roll down. If anyone is driving me, when okay, because you need to put on AC. Imagine that traffic, me
You're
being
sucking
there.
in the smell. Damn it.
I became so irritated to the point that I almost threw up in the car.
I can imagine.
I was like,
I mean, we have one dump in my area that if you are passing through the area, you will know that this is area where they're like the dump. Not to say you will see the dirt, but the smell, the whole thing. And then think of that of Nigeria. I can imagine.
Imagine like a 2-hour traffic, and I was there. Imagine. I'm not sure they've done anything about that place now. So
at that
for
point,
me,
that was where
I was like, when this kind of hospital can be located in this kind of place, what will the so-called all other general hospitals will look like inside? You understand? So, and I can tell you, looking back, I took that decision. Looking back, I have no regrets. Everything has been like multiplication for me. So that was it for me.
It's the best decision everybody has made. Most people I have met,
tell you,
most of their best
economic reasons was very, very important. And to be honest, I'm not one of those people who propagate Nigeria anymore because I'm not going back. I don't talk about Nigeria. I'm not going back. To be honest. I am not.
So there's
nothing
to say,
except if no motivation. Where is he coming from? Because after I left,
things have gone even worse.
Yeah, not even that. My family my own sister, she's left. My brother lives in the same country where I live. You understand?
You know another thing somebody told me. Yeah, you know another thing. Somebody said they were looking at their wedding video. Where somebody who married after graduation, sure you get right. So you have all your colleagues, your mates in school, your colleagues at work, and everybody. And they said they were looking at their wedding video, and they realized that out of about 18 people that were their friends that were there, more than 15 of them have left Nigeria. Even they themselves, they were looking at the video. They were in America. They are in America, and they were like, So who are we going back home to meet?
You see, Mayegun, to corroborate that, and this is my last point so that others can call in.
Sure, please.
Just less than a month ago, I have some families who left Nigeria. 7 of them all together, they left the same day. 7 people, and I will tell you, husband and wife with 2 children, 2 of their sisters, in fact 8, 2 of their sisters, which is the sister-in-law to this person, and 1 brother and their mother. 8, they left the country the same day, departed for Canada the same day. So the 2 sisters left for education. The husband and wife left on PR, the mother left on PR. Eight people in one family.
Wow.
You see, they all left. And I'll tell you something, all these people were at my wedding ceremony.
Wow.
So you can imagine really the November campaign, they all left Nigeria for so many reasons. This thing you're talking about, if I play my own wedding video now, I'm sure it will be the same thing.
You probably will have 90% of everybody already like all over the place. Nigeria is oh dear. Anyway, I'll take another one. It's quite interesting because a lot of people actually want to share theirs too now. The line is piling up. Thanks so much for sharing that. Oh, I do appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Let's take another call here. Hello.
Chairman Namio, Maye Adiola.
Adeola, how you doing, Baba?
Baba, I'm okay. Thank God.
Well,
thank God. You're moving on.
Nice one. No. So you see this segment tonight. I think we should be doing this regularly too. Let everybody come and share that.
Yeah, just to touch base.
You know what I mean?
Just to touch
because
base.
A lot of people don't even understand, right? What Nigeria is doing to us that we are living and what Nigeria is losing. And if Nigeria continues this way, Baba, everybody will be gone.
Everybody will be gone. Everybody will be gone. It's quite a shame that, it's like a generation of us that moved here, excuse me, without no intention to leave. A lot of us moved here, just on a temporal basis, not because we want to stay here per se.
Yep.
It's just, the huge ton of events that people say, I'm not they go anywhere again. Or, it was just a sudden change of events. We thought maybe they were making
no motivation
progress.
to say, but Nigeria is getting better now, and I've done well for myself here. I've acquired better education, experience. I want to go back. There's no motivation.
There's no motivation.
Tell us
there's
about
no motivation.
yours,
I think, maybe I'll think about my first reason to leave, because I had, I wanted to come to the UK for a master's degree,
right, for education
education reasons. So it was education reason because I'd planned, ever since my second year in University of Lagos that I would do masters or I would, acquire more knowledge. And that's when we came across, there's an article, in Business Day that I was reading that time. I think it was my year 3. And it was an article that was more or less dissing Obasanjo that time, that he was globetrotting for foreign direct investments, whereas there was transfers to Nigeria, by diaspora, that he should, he could harness that particular huge pot of money coming to the country. So that time there was still that sense of
people packed their bags and returned to Nigeria during Obasanjo time.
Exactly. There was an inverse. People were returning. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, it was just we just turned everything upside down because it was progressively bad, because the people after the Obasanjo were much more hungrier and much more greedier. So eventually it was just inevitable that we will come to this level. It's just inevitable. And the only thing that pains me most is that even when I decided to do a bit of window shopping and I got employment offer with UBA at that time. And I was just saying, maybe just do 2 years, and go back. After 2 years, man, I said, go back for where? Everything don't change. Everything don't change. I go first, with UBA,
first, right? You are doing your masters and you are also working. You are earning money. It's a different experience to somebody who schooled in Nigeria. Sure, you get. So it's not always like generally that you'll be doing both. You know what I mean? Like it is here and still save money. So probably those are the reasons that you're like, no, I don't think I want to go back now. I want to
they've your assessment today regarding the Naira exchange rate with other currencies is going to be dire. I
so
don't
your reason for leaving
any...
then was primarily that you were going for education and then getting to
education, and that was just everything. Education, get exposure, because I had the opportunity to be, I had the opportunity to be coming to the UK while I was, doing my undergrad level. So I had the opportunity to come to the UK undergrad level, just to see things, see the world. So it was primarily based on seeing the world, and see how the world works. Then eventually take the knowledge back home and redevelop my own immediate
so that
environment.
means economically, right? You are, I mean, your family is within that what you call the middle class. I mean, like you are able to say you are able to acquire education and even dream of going for further education for seeing the world and acquiring money and all that.
Middle class. There was a fragile
at what point then did you feel
time.
like, you know what? Once I leave this country, I don't think I want to be back. Or did you decide that after you left and you felt like, no, I don't want to go back there? How?
After I left.
It's after you left.
After I left,
like, no, I'm not.
Total events. So that time, in those days, there was still a middle class, but was very fragile. A fragile middle class waiting to. Yes, it was a fragile middle class. Not even fledgling per se, was a fragile one. Any small thing could set you into poverty quickly. Any small change. So it was fragile. So it wasn't as if it was an established middle class per se. It was a fragile middle class that was susceptible to all kinds of economic swings. So if they got the policies right, then that fragility will be strengthened, whereby you're able to move more people. You move people from poverty to because there's poverty, there's extreme poverty. So there are different grades of poverty. Poverty get level. So
get class.
But because our system, our constitution does not give us that pathway to prosperity. It was just inevitable that it will go that direction. So it's not as if something just happened by magic and it just took a different turn. It is predictable that the way we were going from 1999, ever since they started using that fraudulent piece, and so it was inevitable that people that will come after them, Obasanjo, will be much more greedier. Be much more hungrier. Keep on going. So it's like a prophecy that is self-fulfilling. It's human nature. We are seeing the worst of the worst of the worst of humans. And for me, you can't even reconcile it. You call today bag of rice 7.5. All of a sudden, only God knows how many multiples it has increased by.
You are an economist, too. You were hearing my analysis that time. I was like, you can't tell me anything. You can't tell me calm down. I no go calm down, Baba. 7.5 to 50,000 is not 20% increase. No,
Baba, we have receipts now. Receipts day now. Baba, receipt full ground. Do you know the multiples of 50K compared to 7.5? That means I will give an analysis of someone's salary if you buy 3 or 4 bags of rice. So talking about that doesn't make any sense. And people are still saying, "Oh, let's give him time. Time for what?"
Now they say Nigeria debt has increased by 75%, but they didn't say the right figure. They said it is 87 trillion, and I don't believe. I don't believe them.
There's always a window. They will always do window dressing. Data. There's be careful with data. You can make
Nigeria
data
debt. They are using a central bank exchange rate. They say 400 Naira to $1. So therefore, if Nigeria is owing $113 billion, it's 87 trillion. I want GBT.
And in easy terms, it's called window dressing. You are trying to dress the window not to make it look as bad as it is. But the house is bad, though. But you're changing the curtain to make sure it appears as if the house is clean. But about so when people are saying that you should give him time is the most important resource you can ever have. So if you are giving the wrong people time, Baba, you don't go be that. So it's inevitable that we are going to come to a grinding halt. Baba, good night.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then, Adeola sounded, I should have told him when he was here. Adeola is from that middle class where it is normal for, hard work of parents for you to dream that you want to see the world. Ask the Nigerian, those who are schooling in Nigeria today and what they are going through. Ask how many of them are dreaming of going to see the world, go and do their masters in America. They will be like, have a scholarship. Hello there.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Mayogun.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very fine.
Mute the broadcast behind, though. He's still there making that sound. Or you leave the room. Or you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. It's just that sound from the behind. It was
I
reduced
have
now. Yeah, it seems better now.
Yeah, I've made it. It's been long. You talk about Abeke and how they do it.
They are all here, oh, Baba. You know, it's only when they trouble me that I mostly talk about them. Then sometimes when I feel like I should, Agbeke has been fine. I have no reason to be like, oh, I've just been by myself and Agbeke has not been fine. Or she's been fine and been good. Thanks for asking.
That's wonderful.
Thanks,
well,
man.
this is Don Gada on the line.
Don Gada, back again.
Yeah,
tonight.
Yeah, we are part of the people that Nigeria has really dealt with. I could say that Nigeria has not, and I don't think it will ever do anything good to any of my member of my family. They started from my parents down to me and going down to my siblings. First of all, my dad lost his job because the manager stole some money and accused him. He was a civil servant and accused him of being the one stealing the money. And my dad slapped him. They sacked him immediately. And up till his death, he did not get judgment because of
he never gets
that.
Entitlement to anything.
Nothing. My dad used to trek more than miles away to go and get his salary of 2,700 naira, and he will come back without nothing. And he does that month to month, and coming back empty-handed, until the day he fell stroke. And from there, he passed on, But let me leave the story of it's fine. Let me leave the story of my parents and come to mine. I was one of these people. I am one of these people that is not opportune to go to school because of family background and all that. Our first daughter came out with a good result in primary school, and they sold her result in our present. You understand? They sold the results in our present, and
they sold the results to somebody else.
To somebody else in our present, like we know the person they sold it to, and we could not do anything about it.
Wow.
So
you as a kid watching your own, is that your senior sister? You said.
My senior sister.
So
my
that
most
happened. That
elderly
you were
sister,
junior
yes.
when that happened, and you saw that in primary school.
Exactly. First of all, when I gave up in anything concerning religion in Nigeria, because they are part of the major reason of the problem of Nigeria, is my immediate elder brother is not working. He was born dumb, deaf, completely crippled and everything. Why? Was because there is cord. When they wanted to give birth to him, this cord tied him from the stomach because of the carelessness of the hospital. The hospital saw that my mother was about to push, and they left to go and get scissors to cut the cord and all that. So before they came back, my mother has already pushed, and that cord destroyed my immediate elder brother till his death at the age of 22.
System, yeah. So he got all those disability through that, yeah.
Yeah. So on that process, my father was on stroke. My immediate elder brother was not working and all that. We took them to Father Mbaka, to TB Joshua.